Welcome to this week's Talking Codswallop. I am Gemma and I'm back from the dead.
What I did find interesting, hi, I'm James as ever, is the fact that there was hesitation in Gemma's voice. It's like she was thinking, who am I? Where am I? What am I going to say? What's going to happen? Will this still work? Invariably it has. It's still working. It's still there. It's great. And I hope you've all enjoyed listening to the fact that we stuck you one of our great past, performances on that had not one, not two, but three of us in it. Three. We were spoiling you.
Yes, indeed. And it made me kind of miss Andy again.
Who?
I know.
No. Hello, Andy. I hope you're listening. Hope you're okay. Hope the cats are all right. Hope the repair on your house is going all right. This shows how long it is since we last actually spoke. Were you like ripping out a boiler or something the last time?
Well, I'm always sort of messaging him on WhatsApp and whatnot, but he is still doing house repairs. So, and I did respond with still.
Yeah, they can take a long time. See, what'll happen, you don't know, Salty Tadpoles, is that when she's messaging, she's sending abusive, foul messages about me.
Of course.
Which is, I only know this because she CCs me in on them. So I know about all the abuse, and the hate and the anger. Yeah. As you will learn, if you learn from learning from our previous podcast, angry person, very angry.
But at least I'm not a backstabber,
That's true.
And you know what? Actually, in truth, in real life, sort of thing, that I know obviously you were joking then, but with regards to anything that I will say, I will always say stuff to somebody's face that I would say behind their back, if you know what I mean. So it's, not that, obviously I'm not a horrible person, not really. James always likes to paint me in a horrible light, but but I will always say what I'm thinking to somebody's face, The
knife is plunged in the heart and in the back. So, it's a twofer. It's a twofer.
Yeah. Exactly. Well, it actually goes through the heart into the back.
Into the back, yes. Yeah. So using one of those rapier style things. Although you probably need something a bit more than a rapier. So what you're running me through is something more interesting.
Yeah. I'm just not quite sure what yet.
Yeah.
You've thrown me.
We've not hit that decision. But I'll be run through, pinned to the wall, unable to move.
Yeah, what about one of those big, long, huge spike things?
Like a spiky thing?
Yeah, like a spiky, sticky thing.
Like a spear. A spiky, sticky. That gentle salty tadpole is called a spear.
Well, there you go. We'll call it a spear then.
See, we are not just amusing, we are educational.
Yes, exactly. So obviously, we took last week off. We both weren't very well. And when we weren't very well, when we were okay, we were both exhausted from not being well kind of thing, really. So, so thank you for bearing with us last week. But I do hope that you enjoyed that episode because I really enjoyed that one.
It was good. It's I'd just like to say that obviously the other thing that I do that's education is I've taught Gemma about the 24-hour clock, even though she keeps telling me that she's not in the military.
Well, before we go on to that, I was going to ask you, did you actually listen to last week's episode?
Part of it, yeah. Not all of it, part of it on my walk, so yeah.
Oh, just the bits you were in then?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I only listen to the important parts of the podcast.
Yeah. And what James is alluding to is the fact that we had a little conversation before recording, obviously to decide the time and whatnot. And I said, how about we start recording at 5:00 because I'm working from home today and, it's not been quite as stressful as it normally would be. So I said, let's aim for 5:00 if that's suitable for you. And he goes, what was it? 1,700 hours.
1,700 hours, yes.
Is that okay with you? And I went, no. 5 p.m. is better because I'm not in the military.
I responded by putting sigh. But yes, I do just generally run a 24-hour clock. I don't know why. It is a strange thing. It's just something I've stuck with. I mean, I wear a watch that is it's a proper watch, not digital. So I just see it as normal hours. So I actually can't answer the question why I'm so much a 24-hour clock person, but all my digital devices are on 24 hours. So yeah, who knows?
Yeah.
One of those strange things.
No, yeah, to be honest, I have the digital clock. That's really hard to say with a slight lisp. Digital clocks around as well. But yeah, I still think 5 o'clock rather than 1700. But there you go.
What you could do is you could edit it for the word digital, just have this partial when you point the conversation when you're having problems. Digital.
Digital. I still can't say it. No, because that'd be more funny.
But edit me in just going digital.
So
they'll suddenly go. It'll be you talking, and it'll suddenly cut to me going digital.
That sounds like too much hard work. I can't be asked, to be honest. They'll just listen to us say digital.
Yes. They'll enjoy it. There'll be some poor person who, like, you can imagine if you just left the room, you came back in and all you can hear is that. That's a sanity slipping point, isn't it?
Yeah, me saying it terribly and you saying it very poshly.
But of course,
yes.
There is no other way with my diction than speaking voice.
Exactly. Do you know what? It's funny, actually, because I can imagine your voice being on the Marks and Spencer's adverts.
Yes. Yeah, no, I could agree with that. I could also see me doing the voice for the underground or trains when the trains are late.
Yeah. That would be good, but you have to be, because I've been at a station in the underground. We're all over the place already, and we're only 8 minutes in. But I've been on the underground before, in the station sort of thing, and there was somebody over the tannoy who was speaking, and he was sort of making jokes to everybody, making everybody laugh.
Excellent.
Yeah, it was so good.
That is good. It's that sort of thing. It's always interesting to hear the people who do voice stuff. Do little bits of voice work. Yeah, it's enjoyable. I did some stuff at the weekend, a couple of voiceover things for somebody. So yeah.
What did you do at the weekend then?
It was just some little inserts for a radio thing that I did. So just that they needed. So yeah, it's all good fun.
Give us a bit more information, James. It's like pulling teeth.
Yeah, I will. I could remember exactly who I did the recording for because my brain has gone completely blank.
Okay, so, what did you say?
It was I can't remember that. So.
Oh, Jesus. Right, salty tadpoles, I don't believe that this is a real thing. I think James needs to prove that this happened.
Well, if you go on Facebook, I am thanked for doing this.
Okay.
For the person I did. It was for, God, that sounds awful, Shrewsbury-based radio station.
Okay.
There you go. That's about all I can remember.
Was that for Alex Whiteley then?
That's the what. See, it's useful that someone has a brain that can still recall things in the shape of you. So, that's correct. Thank you. Sorry, Alex.
Well, I don't think Alex listens, so it's all good. But other people will know the name and be laughing, so that's good.
It's kind of like, it's something somebody once said to me. It's like the COVID brain problem is still there, and they were saying to me that, you could talk like an old person when you go, he used to be so sharp, so sharp. It's a shame for him now, isn't it? Like, pat me on the hand.
Oh dear. But yeah, so that's good, at least that I know somebody lives in Shrewsbury.
Lovely place. Did a wonderful tour. I'd say if I could remember what it was, but I can't. With my dad, I did the Christmas Carol tour. It was absolutely brilliant. One of my really fond memories of things I did with him, because they filmed the Christmas Carol. Was
that when you were younger, or was that when you were sort of your age now-ish?
I was younger. It was about a year or so ago, so indeed I was correctly younger, but not that much younger.
No, when I refer to younger, I almost assume that most people think that I actually mean when you're a child.
I gave you a very specific answer there, didn't I?
You did. But then you couldn't remember when it was. So I'm guessing it was last Christmas.
No, unfortunately, it wasn't at Christmas because that wasn't, we weren't able to do it. But it was, all I can remember, it was April one year, and it was either a year or two ago.
April one year and you did Christmas carols?
Well, no, we did. No. I'll explain.
Okay.
I did the Christmas Carol tour because they filmed the Christmas Carol there. So I did the tour of the locations.
Ah, okay. That makes much more sense now. Okay, yes. Cool. But yeah, I've never been to Shrewsbury. Oh God,
Shrewsbury. I don't know if it's Shrewsbury or Shrewsbury, but either way, it's a very nice place. It was really interesting looking at the areas where they'd filmed and to see the perspective change of how they could film something and make it like a large street when it's like a teeny little alleyway almost. And then, obviously, you got to go to the graveyard where they'd put a grave for Ebenezer Scrooge.
Oh, yeah.
Spoilers, people.
Yeah.
But it's still there because they never moved the headstone they created, so you can go and have a look at it. And I had to explain to American tourists that he wasn't actually a real person. Because they went, was there a real Ebenezer Scrooge at some point? I said, no, it's just for the film.
Yeah. Oh, bless them. Bless them. And bless their little cotton socks.
I can kind of understand the confusion, though.
Yeah, that's how good screenwriting is in England or Britain or whatever, that, we make our characters so realistic that they could be real.
Yeah. I mean, Dickens won't the ghost of Dickens won't come and get you for the fact that you've made reference to screenwriters, not the man who actually wrote the book. But, it's all good. It doesn't matter. Charles Dickens will not strike you down, I don't think. If you're visited by 4 ghosts tonight, 3 including his, actually it'd be 5, because you get Jacob Marley, and if Dickens himself manages to come after you, if those characters can become real ghosts, you're in for a very, very broken night of sleep tonight.
Well, the reason why I said screenwriters, just in case you are listening, Mr. Dickens, is because I assumed that the Americans will probably see the films rather than actually read the book, but that is on me for making the assumption.
Ooh, that's harsh. We've just lost our American base, the entire fan base, wiped out in one foul swoop.
I mean, Melissa at Brooke Reading Podcast, she's going to hate me.
Yeah, that should be sharpening the knife right now.
She will. She'll be throwing it across the Atlantic, or I guess Atlantic. There'll be, and then it will connect to some other lake and then big water.
Alternatively, she's just got a voodoo doll that she's stabbing.
Yes. Obviously somebody did listen to that part of the episode last week.
So all I'm going to say is roll on for you, Gemma, roll on Sunday. When you suddenly get like a really sharp pain.
Actually, talking about Sunday, so obviously day that this is released,
yes, true.
Yeah, I will be meeting up with the one and only, the very lovely Lucy Caton, because she's coming down to visit her mum and dad over the sort of bank holiday weekend. So we've kind of found that Winchester is sort of middle ground. And I'd never been there, and it's not that far away from me. It's only about an hour and a half, 2 hours away. So, yeah, we're going to meet up and we're going to go to Winchester.
Excellent. I mean, what I would say, Gemma, is she's going to spend time with you. You don't have to creep to her quite so much. To go, she's lovely, she's wonderful.
I think I told you at the very start. I said, I don't say things unless I say them to people's faces, and I believe that. So, nah. No, she is wonderful and lovely.
She is wonderful and lovely.
Yeah, and I hope she believes it. So maybe we could test the water to see if she's listened to the episode, and we could maybe James, you could ask her a question that you want an answer to.
Okay, Lucy, what number is the meaning of life?
Okay. What is the number of the meaning of life, James?
Yes. Well, I'm going to tell you off recording.
Okay. And
we'll see if she gets it right.
Okay. All right. Well, there you go. I'm very excited to find out because I really don't know what the answer is to that. So I'm going to say 9.
Well, we will discuss whatever the answer may or may not be off recording.
Yes. And for the other Salty Chapels who won't be seeing me this weekend, but of course, if you're near Winchester, you're more than welcome to join us. Be nice, don't be horrible, but I'm sure you will be. But if you've got an answer to that question, when we post up our episode, feel free to sort of put a comment as to what you think the number is, and then we can reveal it next week if we remember.
which is probably very unlikely. I can barely remember anything. We've established that from the start of the episode. Who are you people? What are you doing here?
Well, let's face it, I'm usually the one who remembers stuff, so,
This is true. Yeah. This is true.
Like an elephant, never forget.
Yep.
So, James, how have you been over the last couple of weeks?
Not too bad. My sleep pattern has been truly awful. I mean, truly awful. And it's sort of getting a bit more normal now. But my sleep, it's never good, but I've been sleeping terribly badly of late. I'm not exactly sure why. Mm-hmm. What can I tell you? My dad's had his 70th birthday. So he's had that. Yeah, that was on the 20th. He's coming to see me tomorrow because we weren't able to celebrate together. He'd gone on holiday with a few of his friends, so we're going to have a celebration, a nice meal at a lovely little restaurant here in town. So I'll spend some time with him tomorrow.
Allow me the opportunity to go, it's John, isn't it?
I believe so.
Is that your dad's name? Is it John?
Yes, it is,
okay.
John. Yeah.
Thank you cheeky sod. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, John Stafford. Happy birthday to you. There you go.
That's excellent. That's better than any gift I've ever got him.
Well, there you go. He can listen to that on Sunday.
Yeah. He certainly can. And when he says, where's your present? I'll just go, talk to Alexa.
Type in who knows, because currently the episode is called Who Knows.
Talk to Alexa. You're probably like 40 minutes in or something, but yeah.
Yeah, definitely. But still, no. I do hope your dad had a lovely birthday. And
he did. From what I understand, he did, yeah. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing him tomorrow. It'll be nice. We can have a nice meal, etc. So all should be good.
Yeah.
If it's not as cold as it's been today. It's been very cold today. Very cold.
Oh, really?
Not fun. Yeah, not fun.
Yeah, it's been really lovely here. I'm not going to lie. It's been gorgeous. But yeah, what else have you been up to? Come on, you must have done something else.
Been out, done a bit of walking. That's been good. Bumped into an old friend I haven't seen for a few months. It was nice to see her. I said, hey, you've got a baby. And she looked at me and said, James, it's yours too.
And what did you say to that? You just ran off screaming.
Yeah, I mean, I've moved house. I've changed phone numbers. I've changed all the locks. Yeah, it's, yeah. I mean, that was a scary moment. Yeah, the cold sweats, the fear, but, didn't see me for dust. Dodge that one, baby.
I can't pay child support.
I know nothing.
To be honest, I'd run away as well. But then the likelihood is that I probably couldn't. Yeah.
But no, I thought I'd throw you a bit of humour in there. Yeah, I've just tried to just sort of get out and do exercise and stuff. My knees still give me a hell of a lot of jip. This is just a side note, tadpoles. I tried to buy a knee support, didn't fit me. They didn't have any in the right size. Oh. So I shall have to do some searching for some more stuff. But yeah.
You'll probably be able to find one on Amazon.
I think that's what I'm going to have to do, unless, Elon's bought Amazon out, but I can't see that one happening. I can't see Mr. Bezos giving up Amazon quite so easily.
No.
But enough of me.
Yeah, I was going to say, well, he's only purchasing things that begin with the letter T anyway, isn't he? So.
Yes. As long as he doesn't buy up the Transformers, we're okay.
Well, that's all right then. Yeah, definitely don't want that.
But Gemma, how have you been?
Yeah, not too bad, other than obviously poorly and stuff
my
like
answering machine's kicked in.
Yay!
Why does do you know what I'd love to? I think it's probably the person we've just been speaking of, my father. But what I'd love to know is why is the sound turned off on my phone in my study?
Yeah.
But the answering machine doesn't stay muted. You think the machine would? There'd be some sort of thing where the system goes, one sound is off, why don't we reduce the sound on the other?
Yeah.
You can run the volume on one of my other phones in one of the other rooms. It makes no sense.
Yeah, I mean, the person in control of all of that who turns his phone right down could always unplug his answer machine.
this shows Gemma's age, that she doesn't obviously realise that they are a combined unit. Gemma still thinks we're on tape systems. For the sort of tadpoles, there's 2 young tapes. What are tapes? Talk to one of your more elderly, confused relatives to explain to you what a tape is.
Well, I think you should bring your dad back, because he was clearly ringing up to say thank you for the singing.
Yes, he's seen into the future. I will ring him back when we're done. It's all okay.
Of course you will. I know you will. Until your phone goes off again, and then we have to pause the show. But, for you, John Stafford, we don't mind.
Yes.
We like you.
Yes. Yes, he is deserving. Far more deserving than I am. But anyway, Gemma, how have you been? What have you been up to?
Yeah, not too bad, thank you. So again, like I said, apart from the illnesses and stuff like that, I've got an ongoing issue, which, to be honest, I wasn't going to bring up, but I am going to bring it up because I've been in a lot of pain with it recently. And I can't pronounce it. I'm not gonna lie. But it's this horrible skin condition where you get like really nasty sores, and I've been suffering with this for, well, realistically for the last 2 years, but it's only just been sort of diagnosed in the last sort of 8 weeks.
Can I just check? You haven't been hanging around any rats, have you?
No, I haven't. No, I haven't
just
got
checking
the plague.
You haven't got the bubonic plague.
No.
Just checking. When you say nasty skin condition.
I know it does sound like that, but it's horrible. But yeah, obviously, probably about a year ago, maybe 6 months ago, I don't know exactly when, but I had a large cyst removed, didn't I? And I sort of talked about it on the podcast, and that's what it's all related to, basically. But it's so horrible because it kind of feels like where I've got it is sort of in my armpit area. And I'm telling James this, but obviously I'm more telling the salty tadpoles because James knows already. But it's kind of the feel of it. Have you ever burnt your finger, for example?
Yes.
And
Been
then
there, done that.
Yeah, and then like there's a scab, and then the scab falls off, and you know what it feels like when the scab falls off.
I don't think I burnt myself to that sort of level. That I can remember.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's the only way that I can sort of describe it. So it's kind of like a burning sensation, basically. But yeah, it's really horrible and it's so painful. I've been on antibiotics for the last bloody 8 weeks. I'm sick of them. Are
they doing anything?
Nope. Absolutely not.
Okay.
And, well, I suppose this is one of my Codswallops in a way, because so I'll put a Codswallop in with my week for the moment, but I'd been to the doctor, obviously, and they gave me the name of it. And then they said that there was, they're going to get me to see a dermatologist so that I could so hopefully get to the bottom of it. Because at the end of the day, I don't want to be on antibiotics for the rest of my life, especially as they're not doing anything. And then a couple of days later, I got a letter through saying, book your appointment kind of thing. Mm-hmm. Actually, I say it was a couple of days later. It was actually quite a few weeks later, but there you go. So I booked the appointment. I thought, oh, brilliant, because it was actually supposed to be on the 30th of April. So it would have been this Saturday. But then I got an then I got another letter from the same hospital saying that they were rejecting it, that they couldn't help me. And I just felt so deflated because I was like, I finally felt like something was actually being done about it. And then it's kind of like they're turning their back on me again. Do you know what I mean? And the doctor hasn't been in touch to find out what's going to be going on next. And it's just, I'm just so sick of it. I'm so pissed off.
I would suggest if you have the ability to go private, try and see a dermatologist that way.
Yeah.
Because at least you would get some sort of answer to it.
Yeah, because I don't know definitely if a dermatologist is the route that I need. I'm waiting for the doctor now who is a part-time doctor who's only in once a week. Fuck's sake. So she's not my actual doctor. My actual doctor is in 7 days a week, kind of thing. She's an amazing doctor, but I haven't been able to see her because everybody needs to see her. Do you know what I mean? But so I've been waiting for this doctor to basically let me know actually what's going on, and what the next step is. So we shall see.
Yeah, keep me and keep us all posted on what the crack is, what the situation is.
Yeah, I will do, definitely. Because the problem is as well, it's really been like deflating my mood and stuff as well. So I don't ever really come onto the podcast and want to be serious, because like I try to keep things like this separate, but sometimes, I really struggle. I've been really struggling, kind of to make myself happy just lately. And I don't want to kind of put anyone, I don't want to make anyone feel sad or anything like that, or I'm not looking for sympathy, but I think I just needed to get this off my chest finally,
Nope. Understandable. Yeah. I mean, worst case scenario, I can prescribe the following things: a shot of brandy, a stick to bite on, and I'll come down with a scalpel.
Do you know what? The original reason that I went to the doctor was because I said that, because I went to the hospital prior to that. It was actually a booked in appointment, but, through at the hospital instead of the doctor's surgery. He said to me that, there might be a way that you can actually have an operation, and it's almost like they remove all of the skin of the armpit area. Sorry if anyone's eating, but remove all of that skin, and then it sort of regrows, and it all regrows like healthy. But this doctor, who I obviously has recommended seeing the dermatologist, she said the problem is if you did that it's now causing a new area for these kind of little cysty things to kind of regrow again. So I'm in a rock and a hard place, and I've been really down about it.
Well, let's just hope you can get it resolved. Yes, I would say look at private, see what your options are. Well, we'd also say for the salty tadpoles, those who've tuned in of a weak disposition and stomach, bet you're glad you chose us this week, aren't you?
Yeah, absolutely. But interestingly, actually, because you know how unhealthy this podcast is, and this podcast members have always been.
Oh, we're knackered. We're buggered. One of us or all of us have to be ill, either one at a time or all together. It's not physically possible that one of us is not well.
Yeah.
In fact, Joanne, I'm hoping Joanne's all right. I last spoke to her, she seemed to be okay, although very busy, but just checking in that one of us might be well.
Yes, well, as long as one of us is. But it was actually quite interesting, because I was speaking to, a friend of ours.
Well, we are friends.
Yeah, we do. Well, we have each other, so come on, that's all we need.
True. Yeah.
And Lucy, and Lucy. Sorry, Lucy. I don't think you would have listened to this episode yet, but, if you have, then you can just, you can say,
yeah.
I'm your
what's
friend.
the answer, Lucy? What's the answer?
But this other person, his name I'm going to beep out, because I'm not sure if he wants me to discuss this or not. But actually, I found out the other day that actually suffers with the same condition as well.
Right, okay. Yeah, beep him out. Beep him out. I would do.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But, it was actually quite interesting to sort of find out that, somebody else is suffering with it. So we're not suffering with it at the moment, but, he has in the past. And it's nice. In some ways, I can maybe message him and see what he suggests and thinks and stuff like that. So
what has he been able to resolve it?
I think so, but it does flare up from time to time. Right. But then this conversation did happen quite a few weeks ago, so a lot has happened since then. But I think that is the case. But yeah, I'll have probably a better chat with him when I sort of get my head around stuff.
Chat to him, yeah. When you chat to him, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah. Like I said, but obviously, as salty tadpoles can realise, obviously, I definitely beat that person's name out only because it's his confidentiality, not mine to discuss. So,
in fact, to really throw the salty tadpoles, just remove the entire section. So it just goes, I spoke to, and then silence. It's like a redacting Nixon thing.
Yeah, I could do that. The other things that I've had happen as well is that we've basically had our house replaced almost. Not really, though. But we've had a lot of building work done over the last sort of 5 or 6 days. So my mum she's arranged to have, there was all like stone walling kind of thing on the outside of the house. So she's, not she, this company, they had to drill it all off first of all, and then they've put vendor on. I don't really know what that is, but anyway.
Render, not
vendor.
I didn't know, not vendor. Vendor will sell you something.
Yes, it will come out in a machine. So render, there we go. But yeah, so it looks very, very nice though, I have to say.
Nice.
But
Good stuff.
But it has been very, very noisy and very dusty as well. So not going to bother cleaning until they're done because it's just causing more and more dust. It's like every time I stroke the dog, he's just like full of dust. It's like ridiculous.
You have to run the vacuum over him.
I think so, yeah. Or shave him, one of the two.
Or both.
Yeah.
Vacuum him to get the dust off, then shave him.
Yeah. That might be easier.
He'd be like a Sphinx cat.
Cat? He's a dog.
No, I'm saying it'd be like a Sphinx cat.
Oh, yes.
Completely hairless ones.
Yes. Yes, he'll be a Sphinx dog. Oh, God. Another word that I can't say. Let's move on.
Moving on.
So have you got any Codswallops this week, James?
The only Codswallop I have is also interesting in medical related one, which is when I needed my medication. I put in a while ago a request to get my repeat prescription because I didn't want to go through the hassle I did last time where they were basically just, it was getting closer and closer. I contacted the pharmacy who were like, we don't have anything for you. I had to then get back in contact with the surgery who, it took a lot of my time up yesterday trying to resolve this, but it turned out they'd sent it over to the pharmacy, but not actually linked it to the pharmacy properly, so it was in some weird, like, limbo. Anyway, they seem to have resolved it now, I'm hoping.
Yeah.
But it's one of these things where the medication's pretty important. If I don't have it, I kind of like, get to become worm food quite quickly.
Yes.
So I was getting closer than I wanted to, hence why I put it in early. But yeah, that was my only sort of Codswallop. That was a bit of an annoyance, to be honest.
Yeah.
But, it's hopefully been resolved, so touch wood.
Yes, definitely. So we're both having medical Codswallops this week.
We are, yes.
I got a vague memory of you saying something about an old person as well.
An old person? Not that I can think of.
Old lady?
Old lady?
No. Maybe I dreamt it.
I think you may have done. I can't think of any old ladies that I've been speaking to of late that have created me any problems. So no.
Well, okay.
I really am thinking now. No.
Yeah. Well, if I remember it, I'll remind you for next week's.
Right.
But
okay.
Yeah. No, I do remember you having a rant. Do you know what? I have to look at my phone now.
Was it about driving? Maybe.
Yeah. I mean, it could have been. Oh God, we chat so much though.
I honestly can't think of any old ladies who created an issue for me.
Oh, I know what it was.
Okay.
The Milkman. Yes. So I've got this vague memory, James, of you having another Codswallop, and
I'm not going to lie, Salty Tadpoles, Gemma had to help me on this one.
I was going to edit it out.
Yeah. No. But we get to all the crap that's silent and
Of
you
course.
searching through your phone.
Yeah.
But we'll go with the reality she had to remind me. So at about 2:30 in the morning, the milkman, or milkmen, because I think there are a pair of them, woke me up. Now, they've got to deliver milk, I understand that. Yeah, they parked right outside my house, left the engine running. The killer for me is the fact that I don't get milk delivered, so they're just delivering it to my neighbours.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly why, because they've never normally parked there, unless you just had a lot of stuff to deliver. But yeah, that was not fun, being woken up at 2:30 in the morning. Why that early, I don't know, because he never normally does it that early. There must have been some reason. Maybe he was going on holiday after that. But yeah, that was, and then I couldn't go out to sleep properly. It was not a fun day.
Yeah.
Not fun at all.
I'm laughing, but it wasn't. Yeah, you were like, that fucking milkman. I woke up to this text and I was like, Oh, okay.
James seems angry. What is he angry about this time? The milkman.
And I thought to myself, I have to remember that because I know that he's going to forget this for Codswallop. And then I forgot what it was, and then it took us a few minutes.
It's a shame, isn't it?
Yeah. I woke myself up with hiccups the other morning.
That's different. That's not one that I have had happen to me yet. Maybe it will. Who knows?
Yeah, it's never happened to me before either.
How did you resolve the problem? Did you follow the Walt Flanagan approach of scaring yourself?
Yeah, I looked in the mirror and went, shit! No, I just laid there and I had a quick drink and see if I could get rid of it. And then I just fell back asleep because it was like 3:30 in the morning. It was ridiculously early as well. So I was just like, I've got to work today in the office.
It's a strange one.
Yeah.
It's a strange one. It is a strange one.
But yeah, I'd never had that before, so that was an interesting one.
I know, speaking of hiccups, my grandfather was once in hospital, and for the entire length of time he was in hospital, it was weeks, he had constant hiccups. Yeah,
I think that there is actually a medical reason that happens as well, but I'm not sure what it's to do with, maybe like your gut or something like that. But yeah.
Yeah. I know one of my friends had it as well. He'd had surgery and he had really bad hiccups. And when I went to see the guy, it was awful. He just looked out because he couldn't sleep. Because, of course, you're in a room with lots of bright light and you're hiccuping, and he looked absolutely battered by it.
Yeah.
And the things, he was so tired that he didn't even remember that I'd been to visit him.
Oh, bless him.
He had no memory of. He couldn't remember that. He couldn't remember his mother and father had been to visit him. He was absolutely battered by it. But he got through it. It was okay.
Yeah. Yeah, because I know it sounds crazy, but people can die of the hiccups, you know?
Really?
Did you not know that?
I did not know that. Tell me more.
Oh, I don't know it in great detail, but I know for a fact that people, so like, not if you get hiccups that are, I mean, it's more the case if it's ongoing, but obviously in both those cases that you've just mentioned, the people are in hospital, so obviously they're in the right place. But I think it's like if they're really ongoing for a long, long time, that it's kind of the case.
I've looked it up and it says people don't usually die from hiccups. However, prolonged hiccups could be a sign that you have an underlying condition that's causing them. Yes.
Well, there you go, see. So that's probably where I've... you know what? I think it was like something on Grey's Anatomy or something like that. I was watching it on a TV program, so obviously it could be a little bit, you know.
It's all the other things you can link into, basically, that could finish you off.
Yeah, exactly. So, but yeah, so if you've got the hiccups out there, salty tadpoles, and you've been hiccuping for like, I don't know, 6 days, you know, maybe go to the doctor, get it checked out. So this is a very ER moment, this episode, isn't it?
This episode is definitely a very medical-based episode. So anything else people would like to bring in on a medical thing that Gemma and I could discuss in the next episode? The next one, please stick it on the wall.
Yeah.
Along with a list of what will Elon buy next.
Yes, absolutely. That post is already on our Facebook page, done by Graham, isn't it? So, yeah.
I'm still saying film studio. I could see that being a good purchase for him.
Yeah. My answer was the world.
Who knows? You know, big conglomerate, but I don't quite think it's doable. But Twitter. Everyone's losing their mind over it.
Well, I'm not really that fussed.
Yeah, I couldn't give a toss. So,
no. Just quickly before I move on to the next thing that just popped into my head as well, that Nathan Page was, you know, Nathan Page, our wonderful paranormal expert.
I do. I remember speaking to him,
Yeah, I know you. I'm sure, certainly you almost remembered who he was, but it was because James's memory is so poor.
I did need some help. I did actually need help. I was thinking, who the hell is Nathan Page? When you went paranormal, I was like, okay, it faintly rings a bell. No, it's nothing personal, Nathan.
No.
The old COVID has buggered my memory, so it's not as good as it used to be.
Yeah. The Welshman who I took to Cardiff Comic Con in your place because obviously you couldn't make it, and gave him your ticket. So, you know, we both went in on a press pass for free. And then Nathan proceeded to tell me that after I'd done all of that, and I'd given him a free T-shirt and, you know, the love, that Andy was his favourite member of the podcast.
Well, what can I say? Shocking. Well, Nathan, all I'm going to say is watch your back and your front, because she'll be daggering you.
I'll be pointy sticking you.
Oh, yeah, there'll be the dagger and the spear through the head.
No, I'd never do that to anybody, unless it was you, maybe, but, but shh, don't tell anyone. But anyway, he was actually in Weymouth this week, and I was going to meet up with him, but unfortunately he wasn't able to, not because he didn't want to, but because he had to get home. It was sort of last minute. He was supposed to be here until Monday, basically, but he had to go home on the Sunday evening, I think it was. So, but yeah, he's going to be down in a couple of weeks. So that's good covering of your lies there, Gemma, because both you and I know that you purposely didn't meet him because of what he said about Andy. I know. I've not quite forgiven him yet, obviously, because I brought it up again, Yeah.
And if she does see you, check your brakes.
Well, assuming he drives. I actually don't know if he drives. So, but yes, yes, do check your brakes. Yes. Or your feet, whichever comes first.
Yeah. Or your carotid artery.
Have you seen anything about all this, like Johnny Depp and Amber Heard type shit?
Yeah, I
Literal.
have. It's just a mess, basically. I think the easiest way to describe the situation is they're both completely bonkers.
Yeah.
I think both of them are just absolutely crackers. They've both got mental health problems by the sounds of it.
Yeah.
And it's like, you're just getting two powder kegs of people, aren't you, and smashing them together, basically.
Yeah.
So it's, what a mess.
Yeah, definitely. Because I saw a little bit of it, because it was like there was clips of it on YouTube, and to be honest, I got a bit bored. I was actually wanting to go back to work. I was a bit bored. So, but yeah, I think it does seem a little bit on the crazy side, doesn't it? So,
I think it's the whole thing's just a mess. It's just a complete and utter mess. There will be no real winners. That's the reality of it. Nobody will come out this well. So
no, definitely. So, yeah, I was just curious if you'd actually followed any of it, because I literally, until today, this was the first time I'd seen any of it. So.
I follow bits of it. I'm weighing up, as crazy as they are, should I make a play for Amber Heard, kind of sexy crazy, could be interesting. I mean, I probably wouldn't, if I actually got with her and met her, I probably wouldn't last more than a week.
No.
Until I have like a quote unquote mysterious fall.
Yeah. Yeah, probably best stay clear of that one. Yeah,
I think, but again, crazy sex is probably fun. Well, it is fun. I've been with some really crazy people, but yeah, I think she's just, the whole, being serious, the pair of them, it's just awful. It's very depressing.
Yeah, it is. It's very sad. So anyway, let's move on.
Absolutely. Let's go for some. Has this been a depressing episode? You bet it has. Illness. We've hit mental illness with Depp and Heard.
Yeah.
Lack of sleep.
Yeah.
Pain. What else can we pull out the bag?
Do you know what? I think we just end with a couple of stories of the week, because I just feel as though we're punishing the salty tadpoles at the moment, and I don't mean to. But yeah, I just think I might actually call this episode "Sorry."
Yeah. Sorry. _ pain.
No, just sorry! ! Point.
Yeah.
Oh, we really had good intentions to entertain you, but then everything that was real came out. Sorry. So, James, did you want to read your story? Should we actually go on to the stories of the week, or is there anything else you'd like to talk about?
No, there's nothing else that I want to bring. Let's end on a positive. Or weird.
Or weird.
Well, bit of both.
So did you want to go first, or shall I?
Can you go first?
Yes, of course. Just going to save the audio a minute. Who would want to lose this audio?
Yeah, that's not scary, is it? Oh.
I bet the salty tadpoles wish that we'd actually lost this audio.
They'll tune in for just an hour and a half of hiss.
Yes, I've got that from the beginning. you pain in the ass.
Nice bit of tape piss.
Little behind the circle? Behind the circle salty tadpoles. There you go. Or the cursing, if you prefer. That, yes, I said to James, can you just sit there quietly for a couple of seconds, just so that if there's any background noise, I can hear it. So first of all, he mutes himself. I said, no, James, that doesn't work, because I need to know if there's any background noise so I can edit it out. So then he comes back onto the microphone and he goes,
Yeah, because I was providing background noise.
Yes, but I didn't need that background noise. I needed the real background noise. God, you're such a pain in the ass, James.
She's so mean.
I know, but I still love you. Right. This story absolutely terrifies the shit out of me. Are you ready?
Yeah, I wonder what that smell was.
Yeah, I know. It's really bad. So, man spots snake wrapped around his wing mirror while driving 70 miles an hour on a motorway.
Yeah.
I absolutely hate snakes. So, yeah, this is, I don't know why I picked the story, to be completely honest. I must have been punishing myself.
I mean, I would say the snake is pretty hardcore at 70 miles an hour hanging onto the car.
Yeah. To be fair, I am really fascinated by snakes as much as I hate them. So, yeah, it is, it's pretty cool. Ever freaked out about a spider or a fly sharing a car with you? One man had an even more shocking encounter when he looked to his wing mirror to see a snake wrapped around it. James Bristow, I felt like he should have he was heading towards Staffordshire. So, like Stafford, James.
Okay.
Yeah. James Bristow. I really feel like I need to say his name like Bristol, like Brizzle.
Just while you're doing this, I'm going to have to answer the phone. Keep talking. Tell the story.
Okay. I was driving along the M5 towards Staffordshire when he noticed the slithering stowaway. His son, Charlie, 25, got out his phone and started filming and captured how one of the family anxiously says, "Bloody hell." The passenger was heard saying, "Jesus Christ, I don't think I have ever seen a snake."
Well, they have now.
They have now, yeah. And going by the picture, it's looking at you, love. It actually looks quite cute, I'm not going to lie. And this is me who, doesn't like snakes. So they correctly identified it as a grass snake and tried to find somewhere to pull over where it could get to safety. But sadly, there was nowhere to stop as it was a smart motorway. Fucking smart motorways. Oh, dear. After moving from the front bonnet and onto the wing mirror, the snake then dropped onto the road. Those in the car shout, "Oh no!" And the video ends without showing whether the snake managed to get off the carriageway or not.
I'm doubting it.
Yeah, that's actually really sad, isn't it? Charlie posted the video on TikTok on Sunday, writing, "Just cruising down the M5 when this happens. We tried to pull over, but there wasn't a hard shoulder." The video has now been viewed for 200 sorry. Let's take it down a couple notches here. 25,000 times.
I was going to say 250,000 times would be very impressive.
It would.
There'd be nothing to hiss at.
Aye, way. And attracted a dozen of comments. Said, "Poor little grass snake. I hope he's good." As in, hope he's okay, I assume. Another one wrote, I'm going to pretend that there's a part 2 and this little guy is okay." And then the third said, "You should have opened the window and let him in. He's just a harmless grass snake." But another said, "I would have crashed." Yeah, I don't know about the opening the window. I think I would have freaked out a little bit. But I probably would have as well. Do you know what I mean? So that it actually didn't die. So, speaking yesterday, Charlie said, I can't keep saying Charlie said without thinking of that. Charlie says, you remember those things from school?
No.
No, okay.
I really don't.
Yeah. There was like a Charlie Says thing where it was like,
Nope.
Charlie says, don't cross the motorway without looking twice. Or whatever.
I'll be
Charlie says, don't do drugs.
Yeah, Charlie, how about just don't cross the motorway?
Yeah. Well, it was more like Charlie says, don't do drugs and stuff like that, I think it was. But anyway.
I have literally no memory of this at all. I don't know what this is.
I'll show you the clip when we finished.
Okay.
So Charlie said, my dad, the driver, spotted it first and shouted, oh my God, there's a fucking... Excuse me. Oh my God, there's a fucking snake there. Me and my cousin, Max, were like, what? My dad steered into the slow lane and slowed down, causing the car behind to beep at us. I got my camera out and started filming. We were probably going about 70 miles an hour when it popped its head out. We were in the middle lane, but quickly moved into the slow lane. We really wanted to pull over and save it, but unfortunately, as it was a smart motorway, we couldn't pull over. I think having a go at the smart motorways here, don't you?
It does kind of feel that way, yeah.
Yeah. We were parked in a field, and it must have crawled up into the engine bay as it was warm. Grass snakes are mainly found in lowland parts of Britain, particularly south and southeast of England. So that's good. I live in the southwest. The harmless snakes are protected under the Wildlife and Countryside Act, making it illegal to knowingly injure or kill them. Well, obviously, these people did what they could to try and save it. So, okay, so it's a metro, James. So guess what happened?
It ground to a halt, the article.
It did.
You know no more. You know no more. You know no less.
Yes. So I am with the commenter who said the sentence, I would like to know that there's a part 2 of this where the snake actually survived.
Well, I've got bad news. I really doubt there is. I think there's probably a large vehicle that, created boots. Probably.
Or there's a really funky snail. Snail? There's a really funky snake out there who is now actually walking around with tyre marks on.
If that makes you happy, I will let you dream that dream.
Yes, because I don't like animals getting hurt, so I would love that idea to be true. So there you go. Mm-hmm. Okay, so James, take us out with your story of the week, and it better be a bloody good one.
It's another Metro special, which means it's going to be really shit. So, woman marries her cat to get around pet-hating landlords.
Hey.
A woman has married her cat to stop heartless landlords forcing her to give it up. Deborah Hodge, 49, has already rehomed 3 animals over the years by landlords who don't want pets in their properties. So immediately when I read that, I'm thinking, Deborah, there's something wrong with you if you have, stopped getting pets. But anyway, she's now terrified of being made to part with her precious cat, India, after losing her job as a life coach last month. If she can't pay her next rent payment, she may be evicted. Well, I think you've got bigger fucking problems, haven't you, if you're thinking you can't make your next rent payment than your cat. But anyway, I will once again have to go through the trouble of finding a pet-friendly landlord. That's when the mum of 2 got the idea that if they were married, it would show any future landlord just how important it is for them to stay together. Decked out in a tuxedo, Deborah tied the knot with India at a civil ceremony presided over by a legally ordained friend. The 5-year-old cat was draped in gold lame for the big day and meowed her vows in front of Deborah's family and friends in southeast London Park. Deborah, an unemployed mum from Sidcup, said, she is fundamentally the most important thing in my life after my children. I thought she was a life coach. But anyway, by marrying India, I need...
Well, she lost her job, didn't she?
Right. I need any future landlords to know that we come as a package. We cannot be separated under any circumstances, as she's important to me as the children. Yeah, I'm sure the children are really chuffed with that, aren't they?
Yeah.
I refuse to be parted with her. I'd rather live on the streets than be without her. While living in a previous property, Deborah was forced to give up her 2 huskies, Siri and Starshine, when her landlord threatened her with eviction. After moving to her current home 5 years ago, her landlord ordered her to give up Jamal, the cat, or be evicted. Okay. She said, "It's absolutely broke my heart. Your pets become part of your family, and it was absolutely devastating having to say goodbye to them. Deborah begged to be allowed to have another cat, and after countless emails, her landlord finally relented. India joined Deborah and her 2 children in 2017 and quickly became a beloved pet." Okay, I've been a landlord. I get it. Nice, you've got your pet, it's lovely.
Yeah.
But my view on it is this. If you've had pets that you've constantly had to get rid of because of a landlord problem, which has not happened once, but 3, possibly 4 times, it seems unfair to keep getting pets where this could happen.
Yes.
The fact that you've married your cat, oh my effing God.
I mean, it is...
My head, I just want to put my head in my hands and scream into my hands and just go like, what is wrong with the world? And also, I'm sorry, but so a legally ordained friend presided over this. See, oh God, I despair. I absolutely and utterly despair.
Do you know what's actually really funny though? Is that actually yesterday I was having a conversation with somebody at work about, you know, like, I think I just said something along the line of, you know, like, because where I'm quite an independent person in some ways, you know, kind of thing, that, you know, I sort of said, oh, you know what, sometimes I can understand why people marry, you know, their cats or their whatever. And this was like a conversation that we said, because whatever, and I can't remember how it started. So unfortunately, I can't remember the scenario, but I know I said it in a sarcastic way. But I said, you know, I can understand why a woman married a roller coaster or whatever. And my colleague didn't, it was like, no, that's not true. And I was like, 100% it is. So it was actually quite funny that you've brought this story today, because I was like talking about that. And I typed into Google, I said, I wrote woman marries and it came up with like this long list of things. So I was thinking for a future episode, maybe what we could do is I could bring the woman who marries XYZ, and then you could bring man who marries you know, and then see how ridiculous they all are.
Yeah, I can completely understand where these people are coming from. It's called mental health problems. These people have deep-seated issues, and I find an interesting comment that sums up how I feel about this, and probably how a lot of people feel about this. That someone has put underneath, I wouldn't want her as my life coach.
No, yes.
Says it all.
That's a good point that I completely blanked on. Yeah, exactly. How can you advise somebody on other people's lives when you can't even get your own life together?
Well, you'd just be there looking at them going, you did what? And you're giving me advice? I want my deposit back. I want whatever money back I paid for this life coaching course. I get it. The cat's nice. The cat looks terrified in some of these pictures. Yeah. Truly, blood poor thing. I mean, the cat doesn't deserve this bonkers person who's decided to marry it. You know, it's just too weird. But I'm glad we've at least ended on a slightly amusing one. Yes.
Yeah, we did. Well, at least the stories of the week are quite good this week, people. So if you've managed to get this far and you're still with us, bravo. Yep. I'm going to clap very quietly because of the dog. Yeah, bravo. Yeah. So, so James, I don't know about you, but I think we've been talking enough Codswallops, especially this week.
You're damn right we have.
Yeah. I have been Gemma.
I have been James.
Yeah, and hopefully next week we'll be bringing the funny again. Yes. But sometimes
not so much health next week.
No, not so much health next week. But you know what? Sometimes it is important for us to get things off our chest as well. So if you have sat there and you have listened to my little bit about my aches and pains and whatnot, I do appreciate everybody who's listened. So thank you ever so much for listening. And, you know, I will be bringing at least a fake smile next week. So there we go. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.